Welcome once again to Living in the 21st Century. Joining me today is Vasil Shevchenko, former Transportation Minister of Ukraine. Vasil, it's a pleasure to always have you on.
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, things had, over the past weeks, had somewhat speeded up. It's like crazy, really. And you're in a position where you want to try now to figure out what's really going on. Most recently, I heard that, and I'm speaking subject to correction here,
Yes. Okay.
that Zelensky had actually signed a minerals deal with the President of the United States.
As far as I know, this deal haven't been signed by Zelensky and the United States officials because it's, that after a scandal in White House, they decided to postpone it. And they decided to have meeting in Saudi Arabia in Jeddah city, and there was representative Ukraine side and there was representative United States. And special envoy and Marco Rubio. Yes, and from Ukraine side were 3 representatives, and they decided to discuss it from the very beginning, how to establish ceasefire. And as far as I know, they discussed many questions which were issued as a result, and we suspect that there were questions which could influence for current events at the battlefield, because just before this meeting and after meeting with United States President Zelensky, Ukraine's president, they had a different opinion concerning ceasefire. Implementing ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. And after that, I think that after meeting in Jeddah, United States President Donald Trump decided to send his special envoy, Mr. Witkov, to Moscow. And he visited Moscow, and just after information about this visit was issued, Russians decided to act, and they created special opinion president's advisor. And then after that, we could see that Russia's president made Mr. Witkov to wait him more than 8 hours. And he had a press conference in this time with Belarus's president, and they were speaking, socializing, etc. But and this time, Mr. Witkov was waiting this meeting. And after that, there were no any information. There was information that 2 hours discussion Mr. Witkov has with United States partners. And after that, we could hear Russia's president opinion, who confirmed that he is ready to implement the ceasefire at the battlefield in Ukraine, and then he added the list of his demands concerning stop drafting in Ukraine, stop supplying weapons to Ukraine, stop producing weapons, stop communicating with the Western countries, and all our partners have understood that it was a lie, because it's contradicted from his first opinion that it's necessary to implement the 30 days ceasefire. And after that, unexpectedly, United States President decided to comment current events at the battlefield. In those times, he commented that Ukraine's forces were surrounded in the Kursk region, and it was information from Russia's lie, and it contradicts current events at the battlefield, because I think that we haven't heard any information concerning discussion in Jeddah, but I suspect, and I have heard many experts' opinions, that maybe there was discussion concerning retreating Ukraine's forces from their position in Kursk region. Because it was show when Russia's president visited this group of troops, and they decided to attack Ukraine's fortifications. But I'd add to it that it coincided with limiting, better to say, suspending supplying weapon to Ukraine, which was promised to Ukraine previous presidents, or orders which were allocated at the military plants in United States were suspended, and at the same time was suspended providing Ukraine intelligent and reconnaissance information, and because of it, Ukraine's artillery, which was connected with this information, couldn't work and have to be withdrawn from this place. As far as I know, Ukraine's forces lost one fighter jet in this region, because United States produced F-16 couldn't work because their equipment was switched off from communication, and this fighter jet couldn't be used in this place. And it looks like attempt to demonstrate something for Putin, that we can follow his demands, but it appeared that his demands more wider, because after that he started demanding to turn back former communist countries around Russia Federation, which were under Soviet influence, and them to prevent opportunity Ukraine to extra weaponize during this time. But at the same time, he didn't say that Russia would follow these recommendations, and because of it, I'd say that it's type of misleading, and it's type of communicating with the developed country, because now this attempt to communicate with Russia president gave him really huge opportunity to communicate with countries around the globe. Thanks, Donald Trump haven't spoken with him. As far as I know, they had communications through assistants. And I don't think that this communication can take place. because, for example, the events I have described in Kursk region and switching off intelligent and reconnaissance information for Ukraine forces and opportunity and prevent opportunities to use United States produced fighter jets have spread around European partners, and we have heard many questions concerning why European countries have to order military equipment from United States when they are unable to influence for its working. Because switching off can prevent, for example, blow to Russia troops. And now there are many discussions, and European countries have decided to support Ukraine and have created so-called coalitions of willing. And these coalitions of willing will tried to communicate with United States president, with United States official expressing his opinion, because this communication is extremely important for deterring Russia's federation, for understanding their willing, and to prevent their opportunity to hold negotiations with Western countries. And sorry. And
I think that's okay. So it appears that Trump did make the effort, President Trump did make the effort to ask Putin to have a 30-day ceasefire. That never happened. Now, in the eyes of the European allies, I know that they're stepping up support, and at one time they had pledged that they would even put troops on the ground on Ukraine's behalf. Do you see anything leading up to that right now, where the support of putting troops, boots on the ground, is there for Ukraine by the Ukraine allies?
Yes, but this discussion has different sphere of communication. First of all, we have had many discussions with European partners, and this information is based on information from United States president, who recommended to cooperate in the sphere of preparing peacekeeping troops. Maybe discussions concerning how to prevent and how to make first step. What is first step? Because, for example, Russia Federation is not interested in ceasefire because they are invader. And it appeared that discussion concerning ceasefire started from the negotiations with a country which was occupied by Russia. And then you remember that newly elected United States president decided to blame Ukraine's president that he is a dictator, and then he decided to comment that Ukraine doesn't want those time didn't want ceasefire, and it's a wrong point of view. I don't know how he decided to say it this way, because we are losing every day Ukrainians. We are losing our soldiers at the battlefield, and every night Ukraine is under shelling. They are shelling Ukraine's about 200 or 300 drones, different type of missiles, and exactly it depends on weapon. And to stop supplying Ukraine weapon in this time, I think it's wrong action. And I think that we can count for Ukraine's industry only for 35-40%. You know that Ukraine is hitting Russia's territory every night when it's possible by drones, because during this war Ukraine has become advanced country in the drone producing and drone technologies. And and in this case, to say that we are not interested in ceasefire, it's a wrong point of view, and I think that it can be understandable.
Yeah. I want to ask this question because I heard recently that the United States had stopped sending, have cut off all aid to Ukraine. And then at one point I heard that they had recommit to sending weaponry and aid to Ukraine. Is there any truth in that right now? Are you receiving anything, or is there anything in the pipeline right now when it comes to aid towards Ukraine?
I cannot say clearly according to the deep information, because this information is closed. But according to our partners' opinion, Poland representatives, officials, they confirmed that through located in the Poland base weapon have started sending against to Ukraine. But we now, for example, here is a huge problem for industry. For United States industry, because during this few days, Ukraine officials and our European officials started negotiations how to act in the case when United States wouldn't be supplying to Ukraine weapon, and we started working with partners concerning extra ammunition to use it at the battlefield. But I have commented that it has caused many questions concerning reliability for United States producers, and I think that this step was wrong first of all for United States industry, because we had negotiations before with our partners concerning buying from United States companies ammunition for waging war. And Europeans decided to launch a fund which would be responsible for buying and providing. And because of it, this mistakes can reflect at the United States partnership with European partners and partners in the sphere of military. Time when Ukraine has demonstrated how we can operate United States weapon and to defeat Russia Federation, because for example, for more than 3 years, United States cooperation and United States cooperation have taken 45% ammunition we have received from partners. And thanks to it, we managed to defend our country, and we are managed to inflict serious damage. Russia's troops doesn't allow them to go further. During 3 years, second biggest army, nuclear weapon country managed to capture only 11%. Before they had 7%. Before they unofficially who were fighting in Ukraine, they managed to capture 7%, but during full-scale war, they have managed to capture only 11%. And now we can see that Ukraine's forces are ready to liberate territory. We know after this battle in Kursk region, when Ukraine forces had to regroup troops, and we suspect that it was results of negotiations in Doha, maybe. I don't know, but it's experts' opinion, and I just repeated it. And I think that now we can see that nearest future we will see Russia's attempt to discuss ceasefire with a list of their demands. And you know that if the company says yes, but last question they have issued confirms that it's no. European partners decided to say that enough only first step. Not to discuss it, but then we could see from Russia's media that they decided to spread different opinion concerning their willing to have security zones in the Baltic Sea, and they are ready to have security zone in Black Sea. You know that Black Sea is under full control Ukraine military forces, because Ukraine produced different type of drone, and now Ukraine's navy are holding control about Black Sea, and because of it, I think that next step will demonstrate us what is how the situation will go on. Because I think that our European partners who have formed a coalition of willings will communicate with the United States, and we will be thankful if this cooperation will have good outcome and common understanding that Russia is not country which is ready to ceasefire. It's country which is ready to move further, because there we can see that their existence depends on this war. Russia's dictator cannot lose. Just imagine that he visited Kursk region just to demonstrate that he is liberating territory. But we know that it was a group in Ukraine forces, and Ukraine forces are holding their fortifications and are ready to resist further. And this Russia's troops immediately were stopped after renewing supplying weapon and renewing providing Ukraine or sharing with Ukraine. Intelligent and reconnaissance information, just to have opportunity to use Western artillery.
Sorry for crossing you. So the most of the military equipment that are presently used in this war now, is it most European weaponry or is it US?
Now I can see that Europeans are not ready to provide 2 million charges we can use against Russia Federation to deter them, because they are using 5 million charges which they have received from North Korea. You know that they have received 1,000 spare parts for building drones or drones from Iran, and we know that they have supplying spare parts from China for building drones, and they have it seems to me 400 companies inside of Russia Federation which are producing drones, and they are launching drones, and every drones has explosion about 70 kilos. One drone can eliminate one residential house, and every night we can see the information from around Ukraine that are killed or suffered civilians.
So a lot of innocent civilians getting killed still.
Yeah, every night we can see that they are attacking. For example, 2 days ago, they decided to attack a hotel with journalists, but thanks God, journalists moved to shelter, and this building was destroyed. And today we can see that was attacked industrial city at the east part of Ukraine. It's native city Ukraine's president, just to demonstrate that they are ready to act. And we are fighting with them effectively, and you can see that 2 days ago Russia's capital was under Ukraine's drone shelling, that there were many targets, military targets were damaged by Ukrainian drones, and you can see that they are building toughest air defense system in the Moscow, and Ukraine's drones can penetrate and can damage these targets. And every night we can see that Ukraine's drones are attacking Russia's refinery just to prevent supplying fuel for fighter jets, because when Ukraine's forces were limited reconnaissance information, we didn't know when they were landing and taking off, and we have to react immediately and to launch drones to have reconnaissance information from Ukraine's intelligence services. And I think that this battle will continue up to the moment our partners would understood that Russia can understand only one way. They can understand only strengths. And if they are demonstrated strengths, we will stop them. And yes. Ukraine forces are ready, and Ukraine's forces are doing their best just to prevent it. And now we are holding them, doesn't allow them to move further. But we need deeper cooperation, and we need trust, because any negotiations with Ukraine will give positive results, because we are ready to implement ceasefire. But invaders are not ready, and we have to speak with them.
Well, on that note, Vasil, we've come to the end of the program. It's always a pleasure having you on. And to all those viewing, I want to say have a nice day.